Good evening all. Today we have with us Dr. Vinay Chauhan, one of the alumni of Electronic Science Department. He has done his MSc and MTech from this department, and along with this he is always an active member in the Quest forum also, the forum where the like-minded people with some idea to change the society, to give something back to the society, we call them questers. He is a hardcore quester also, and being a quester, he always followed that philosophy to give back to the society in some terms, and believing in that concept of giving back, he recently finished his PhD from IIC Bangalore, and after that, instead of joining a safe job or in foreign universities, a postdoc, he had chosen to start a company whose name is them.So Healthcare Private Limited, and we hope that in coming months, I think he will be launching the market changing devices which will totally change the scenario of the healthcare in a developing country like India, where even the poorest of poor can avail those facilities for the early detection of the very chronic disease like kidney failure, heart attacks and all. So we will be discussing with him the details related to the devices and the prototypes which they have developed during his research, and after research also they are working in the same field.
Thank you.
So the first thing comes into mind, being an electronic engineer, how you started your journey, switching from electronics to biochemistry, biosensors.
This was not the first time where I was switching my field. Prior to that, when I came to Kurukshetra for MSc Electronics, then I completed my BSc in non-medical without electronics, and I think that was the first switching of my career. And after that, in MSc, my the basic interest was device physics, right? And the whole MSc degree, I focused only on the physics and device physics part and completely neglect the digital and designing, right? After completing the MSc, when I realized that the jobs are available only in the VLSI design area, and I continue my MTech degree in Kurukshetra University, then I again switched my field from the device physics and much more focus on the digital designing, right? And my first job was on the digital design engineer. But because device physics was very close to my heart, then my second job was related to the device physics. And when I was doing that, that I'm the type 1 diabetic patient from last more than 17 years. And I had developed that interest to know the basic physiology of the human being and human sciences.
So basically being a diabetic patient was the motivation.
Exactly. So the first motivation was being a diabetic patient, and the lot of pain which I realized, and today when I stand in front of you, then I took more than 21,000 insulin injections, more than 20,000 pathology tests of the different organs, kidney, eyes, my heart, nervous system and all. More than 3 times admitted in ICU, and now I'm on the insulin pump therapy. Where is my pump? This is my pump. So all these factors basically, motivated that can I do something in the physiology, right? And because I was not the trained clinician, so I thought that it would be a nice choice if I enter into the biomedical engineering, focusing into the diabetes management and its complications.
Yeah. So we heard in one of your talk a few months back, we heard about the 3 P's of your life.
Yeah.
So can you share with us again how you describe the role of these three P's in your life and from early stages of your academics to till date?
Yeah, so there were the three P's associated, which I think that one is the physiology. Physiology means being a juvenile diabetes patients. So these physiology and pathology are associated with my life since my childhood. So this was the first P in my life, which had given me a lot of pain also. But in the later stage of my life, I realized that this was the major motivation factor for my success. The second P was like first is the physiology and pathology was the second P, and third P was my company, the startup Pathshot Healthcare. So all those first P, pathology and physiology, which give me a lot of motivation and encouragement. Second P was my PhD. I'm sorry, it's not the physiology, my PhD. And during my PhD, I developed that technology on the biosensor technology and filed multiple patents.
You laid this foundation of.
Yes. So that PhD was the foundation for my third P, which is a startup company incubated in Indian Institute of Science, Pathshot Healthcare, right? So yeah.
So how you think that your startup, this company, will change the lives of the mass population and basically the population which cannot avail the costly facilities in hospitals for their like day-to-day healthcare related problems?
Yeah. So this is a good question, and multiple times I answered these questions that in the multiple chronic disease, and the definition of many chronic diseases is that these are non-curable, right? Like the diabetes, we can only manage these conditions. Like the kidney failure, we can only manage till the last stage of the failure, but we can develop such technology which can detect these chronic conditions at the early stage, right? For example, diabetes itself is not the reason of the mortality or the death, but the complications of diabetes like the kidney failure, heart failure, nervous breakdown, stroke, and blindness. These are the major complications responsible for the death in the diabetic population. So this is the area where technology can do a lot.
So being a diabetic patient, still a person can survive with these aids. Like
Yes.
maybe at early detection.
I will give you the simple example of the kidney failure. So more than 50% of the kidney failure worldwide happens because of diabetes and hypertension, right? So we know that diabetic populations is at risk. And there are the several stages of kidney failure, first, second till fifth. So kidney fail at the fifth stage. But unfortunately, till the third stage, body will not give any symptom of the disease.
So
And
person
after
will not
passing
know.
the third stage, the treatment is the kidney transplant, which is very costly. And after that, there's a lot of the side effects of that transplant. So if we detect the kidney damage at the zero or first stage, then with the simple management and simple medicine, we can halt this progress of the failure to the end stage.
So, like comparing the already available solutions in the market,
Yes.
okay, how your device, like cost-wise also, how you compare your device with the already available solutions in the market?
So, this is again the good question from the marketing point of view. If I talk about the available solutions, then if I'm not wrong, then there is no such solution available.
Yeah, exactly. You exactly said, because for kidney
Yeah.
failure, no solution. But for this diabetic patients, there are
So
glucometer.
the device will not measure the blood glucose, but we go beyond the glucometer for the other marker like HbA1c. HbA1c will give the 90 days average blood glucose value. This is the gold standard in diabetes management as per the WHO guidelines. So, there are the few tabletop devices available for HbA1c, for example. Their cost is in couple of lakhs, may vary 2 lakh to 5 lakh rupees.
So first time you invented.
So this is the technology which is invented first time based on chemical sensing. All the solution till date, they use the antibody based testing or enzymatic based
So
testing.
basically, you have the patent for this.
We filed the international patent on this technology, which is not based on any antibody or enzyme, which is based on chemical sensing methods, which are more robust, more cost effective,
Reliable.
and reliable comparative to the existing solutions, if any, in the market.
So what will be the proposed cost of? There are, I think, more than 5 devices. Maybe your company is proposing.
Yeah, so the first device will be the multi-analyte device, which can do the total 8 different tests, 5 blood tests and 3 urine tests. I will. This we will launching in the couple of months, but I will tell you with the more confident that we are cutting down the existing per test cost uh, as much as 60%, which is the existing test cost of all these biomarkers.
Being a fresh PhD student, now recently you finished your PhD, then instead of joining some postdocs or maybe some companies after your with this much pain during your PhD, what was the motivation behind to start a company where, because there is a lot of risk involved, because this market, you are a new team for this market and you had no experience of marketing and start a company. You have a simple background. He hails from a family from a village, a typical villager background. He had not any experience of marketing, and उसके बाद भी why you choose to start a company instead of joining some good jobs you could get easily.
I would say, this is not the weakness that, I don't have any experience of a business family, or I don't have any experience of marketing or so and so forth. But this is a very positive sign that I don't have any luggage with me. I have the fresh mindset, and I started my research also with that mindset only, without any luggage or pre-request is that okay, people did this and I should pursue that. So I feel that this is my strength, so that I can innovate and I can pursue something with a fresh mindset, with a different mindset, and I believe and I am confident that that will click, right? And you asked this question that why I didn't choose that very safe field of career. Every time in the news debates and in the society also, we think this several times, we hear this several times that India is not leading in the science, in the today even in the villages we are using mobile phones, or we are using Facebooks, Orkut and Gmail and Yahoo. We are the marketplace for rest of the world. This scenario should change. And who will change this scenario? Only the youth, you, me, everybody will participate in this, and then only we can change this. Every time we should not demand the jobs, we should create some job also. So our youth should think from that mindset also, है ना? वरना तो फिर क्या होगा कि सब जॉब मांगेंगे, जॉब होगा नहीं. And we should think from our society also, right?
So serving the society was one of the cause.
Serving the society is the
Creating
one of the goals that we should serve our people. And also when you go for the PhD, for the research degree, this is fine that you choose some research problem which NASA is doing or some international organization is doing. This is good.
Papers and
But this is also worthwhile looking that you should choose some problem of your society, problem of your people, problem of your surrounding. We have the second largest population of diabetes, but the insulin, the life-saving drugs, the glucometer even, we are importing from the rest of the world. So this is the shameful condition as a youth for me, and that is why I want to try this without any hurdle, right?
So even this data statistics from the research journal says that India is one of the leading country in publishing the papers. But when the things comes to implement those research into reality and making some devices, India is at the bottom of that graph.
So these things, I think now the scenario is changing, and many youth are motivating towards that they are taking the initiative, the risk also, that this scenario should change, right? And I'm very hopeful that in the next, within the 1 decade, you will see a lot of change on ground, right?
So that's why we call you as a change agent, and rightly said, Dr. Vinay, the youth only can bring some change in the society, and we have to take this responsibility instead of fixing the blame. Sometimes we have to take a responsibility to fix the problem also. So now, like for the students and generally for the youth, so most of, as you mentioned, most of the youth like searching for safe jobs. What is your message, and what is exactly the future of the startups in India? Because you are closely associated with the documentation and like the things behind the curtains. How it is easy to start up a company or to incubate a small company with a small team, both financially and administrative level.
See, if you believe on yourself, on your idea, see, most of the time I engaged and discussed with many youth here, they have, when they think about the startup or a company, they think something about Mark Zuckerberg or Steve Jobs, then they will be that level, right? So this is fine that they may reach beyond that level also, but first be really grounded, and you should think something.
So believing in your idea is the key.
Believing in your idea, and you should review your idea unbiasedly. You should think something. You should not think that because this is my idea, so this is perfect, right? You should think, you should take advice from the different advisors which are expert in this field. You should do the market survey, whether this type of problem is feasible. And then I think now India is also changing in terms of the marketplace and startup culture. You can incubate the startup with the like-minded people or a small team and should pursue.
So now, in the last, so like for a successful journey from your academics, from a village in Western UP to this position, the founder of Pathsource Healthcare Private Limited. How many persons you would like to give a credit or who is the power source? From where you got this power to pursue your dreams, to follow your dreams and to achieve them?
Yeah, actually, the first power was my mother, a simple village lady who knew that in which direction I have to go, and she set really the goal and foundation for me, right?
So she supported in all aspects.
In all aspect. However, she was not, what is called that, not very formal education, educated lady, but she set
She
the
had
ground.
the vision.
She had that vision. She set the ground for me, and after that, I have the long line of all my teachers.
And because teachers.
All my teachers, and I am in touch my teachers who taught me in high school, intermediate, BSc, MSc, MTech, PhD. So all credit goes to my teachers. Even the single sentence of my teachers was the Brahm Vakya for me, and even today it is.
So even in your company also, your PhD supervisor guru is helping you in all the stages of.
Yeah.
Of
So yeah,
this
I mean, he's not like the co-founder, but first he's my guru, he's my guide.
So he is there behind you to help you,
Yes.
to protect you.
Yes.
So because in that shadow you can play with all the things and you can away that freedom.
I'm thankful that every stage of my life I got such teachers, and all credit goes to them. I am just sitting left behind to the whole row. The whole credit goes to them. I believe to them, they believe to me, and that's why all things happen. So believe is the very nice word, right?
So believing in oneself is the key to success. And now last message for our viewers, especially for youngsters.
Youngsters, we all are living in a very excited and enthusiastic world. There's a lot of opportunity, but you should be focused. You should be focused. You should be calm. You should be focused. Focus is the key. I remember that 2-3 lines of Dushyant Kumar's poem, that मेरे सीने में नहीं तो तेरे सीने में सही हो कहीं भी आग, लेकिन आग जलनी चाहिए, और सिर्फ हंगामा खड़ा करना मेरा मकसद नहीं,
मेरी कोशिश है कि ये
तस्वीर बदलनी चाहिए.
So thank you, sir, for sparing some time with us, and we hope that our viewers will be motivated, will get some inspiration from this conversation, and we can hope that India will change and we will change it. So we have that capability to bring this change. So thank you again, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So after putting this strip contains the sample, blood sample or urine sample?
You have to put now the sample.
Okay. So now we can put the sample. Where?
So the whole sequence is, you have to touch new test,
Okay.
then insert strip sign will come.
Okay.
After that you have to insert the strip
Okay.
here. Then it detect the strip.
Okay.
So strip detection will come. Now whatever test you want to do, you have to press the test. If you want to do that serum albumin, so then press this. Now a counter will start. You have to apply the blood drop here.
Okay.
Right? So right now there's no blood drop, so it will go back to the test man.
Okay. So one drop of the blood will carry out how many tests?
So
Like,
right, this is
there are
now the
total 8.
individual. We have the different strip for different tests.
Okay.
So that strip you have to insert and press whatever that test you want to do.
Okay. So for different samples, different strips will be used.
So for example, urine ACR, microalbumin, creatinine. You have to put the urine sample, not blood.
Okay.
Right?
Some of the tests will carry out from urine sample and some of the tests
from
will
the
be
blood.
from the blood sample. Then can we see the log file of the results also, or it will be displayed only on the screen once?
It will display, but we can do a lot of things that we are not going to show here.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, sir.
Done.
Okay, thank you.